Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video I'll be showing you how I complete challenge 3.6 natural selection season, playing nightmares and solo using a nature and twilight deck, but it's mostly nature cards because I don't really have a lot of good twilight cards that could push this map and make you win this map a lot more easier. So I'll be showing you mainly nature cards and some twilight building cards. The only two building cards would be the Willzapper and the Twilight Bombard. So those are really strong tower cards. And without further ado, let's take a look at how I run this map. Certain places you have to kind of like defend and prevent Twilight units from destroying your base or from getting overwhelmed by too many Twilight enemy units. So there's a couple of places on this map where you should establish some like bases for you to kill off Twilight units quickly so that you're able to slowly run through this map much more easily as compared to wasting so much power defending against Twilight units. In the beginning it's quite simple, just summon a couple of Windweavers to defend the base. So the Twilight enemy units will attack the bottom side first, followed by the top side. In total for this first area you should summon about 5 Windweavers, which will run you through killing the Twilight Horror and also getting your tier 2. Now just fast forward because this is probably the easiest part of the map. You can also just kill off the Shaman. I don't really know why I left it, because the issue is that both the Shaman and the enemy units have separate spawns. So once you take down those like Twilight minions and Twilight like Rage Claws, it will spawn the next round, while the Shaman is on a separate spawning mechanic. So just kill off the Twilight Healer, and once you have defended the base, just take down all these enemy units and kill off the Twilight Horror. Tactic here is to sort of like damage some of the neighboring enemy units so that the Twilight Shaman will come or the Twilight Healer will come and heal the units, and then you can just take down all of these Twilight Healers first before getting to the Twilight Horror. So that is the first part of this. It's really quite simple. So let me just fast forward. Yeah, after that just take down the Twilight Healers and then move forward and take down the Twilight Horror. Of course use Ensnaring Roots so that it prevents Twilight Horror from coming close to your archers, and you're able to take it down very easily. And then over here Ensnaring Roots again to take down all of this Twilight army, and then heal your units when needed and get up your power wells and your monument. So once done, quickly run back to your base to take down the Twilight units attacking your base. So yep, if you have killed off the Twilight Healers, then it will take some time for this little Twilight army to penetrate the walls. So it's quite simple in the beginning, and once tier 2 is up, get Breeding Grounds because you'll be summoning quite a bit of units and it will help save up on some power. So Breeding Grounds up first, and the next thing that you summon would be your Parasite Swarm. And for the Parasite Swarm, there are 2 units that you'll be swapping around, or rather like taking control. The first one would be the Twilight Devastator, which would spawn when you kind of get your tier 2. So let's just wait for the Twilight Devastator to spawn, and then you just keep taking control of the Twilight Devastator. While the second unit that you can possibly take control of are these like Twilight Horror. So yeah, Twilight Devastator here and Twilight Horror would be the 2 units that you'll be wanting to take over for the Parasite Swarm. And the reason why it's also very good is because the respective like Twilight units, it will not be bounded, like power bounded, because Twilight Devastator basically has 0 power. Your Parasite Swarm would go back into the void power, and the energy that's used for mind control will also go back to the void power. Therefore you have quite a bit of power in your power pool, and what you'll be using for your extra power in your power pool are to summon Spikeroots, because they are really good attacking force in destroying the base. But if you don't really want to have Spikeroot, it is also fine. Just make sure to take control a lot of this Twilight Devastator and Twilight Horror so that you have a big army to destroy this top base. I recommend you to take down this top base rather than the bottom base for several reasons. The first reason is because when you take down the top base, you are able to get up all of your power wells and monument without destroying your enemy power shrine. The reason why you don't really want to destroy this power shrine is because after it is destroyed, it will unlock this middle area, and there will be strong Twilight units that will be spawning from this cave over here. So at the bottom, you have to take down the power shrine in order to get one more power well. So the best option is to attack the north base so that you're able to get all of the power wells and get your tier 3. So yes, I already got Spikeroot up, and if you want to go for the Spikeroot, make sure to summon 6 of them. There will be really strong army to destroy the Twilight units. But if you don't really want to use Spikeroot, you can just take control quite a bit of Devastator, Twilight Devastator, and Twilight Horror, so that you're able to take down the northern base much more easily. I recommend bringing some Windweavers because they can take down any flying units and also have some ground presence for you to cast like some CC spells to help with your Twilight Devastators. Build up some living towers to help kill off some Twilight units, because the Twilight wave can be pretty strong with just Windweavers manning the wall. I don't think you'll be able to take down the Twilight army. So yeah, as you can see, Parasite Swarm took control of the Twilight Horror and also Twilight Devastator, and we got quite a big tier 3 army. Twilight Devastator I'll consider tier 3, and Twilight Horror of course is definitely a tier 3 unit. So what I can also do is to have like one Parasite Swarm here on standby to swap with one Twilight Devastator. That will help with defending your base much more easily. So we're gonna have to establish some presence, some base presence, so we'll have our Spikeroots very close to our power wells, so that it will attract some of the army and your Twilight Devastator will not have to take the full force of the Twilight army. And you'll know when to attack because they will keep spawning. So when the Twilight units keep spawning, make sure to send your Twilight Devastator up. First target the Twilight Bombard because they deal a ton of damage to your units, and after that take down the rest of the Twilight Infestation bases. So it's quite easy to take down this base. Just cast some CC spells and your Twilight Devastator would be quite alive. So yep, let's just see it and then run back to the base and have your Spikeroot take down the land units. They are really strong in attacking all the land units. Yeah, and of course some Windweavers to take down the Twilight Creep, and also one Windweaver to get some ground presence for you to get up your power wells and just take down all the rest of the Twilight buildings and ignore the power shrine. Alright, so this is it. We will have our tier 3, and before that we want to move our Spikeroots up to around this area and summon some living towers and root nexus, because there will be units spawning from the cave over here. They will attack your tier 3 monument. So 6 Spikeroots is more than enough to keep your base safe. If you want more towers, you can just build a maximum of 2 living towers. It should be able to help defend this tier 3 base until the end of the game. So the next stop is to take down the south base. And before I move on to the south base, what I would recommend for defensive positions for all the spawning cave areas, like over here, oh wait, let me just show you. Yeah, it's very easy to take down the Twilight units that will be attacking your tier 3. As you can see, almost no damage dealt to my Spikeroots. And back to the caves. So once you destroy all the power shrines, the cave closest to the power shrine will come to attack or protect the magic node. So what you want to do is to build Twilight Bombard, and I recommend 3 to 4 Twilight Bombards. 4, it is a guarantee that you won't really have to monitor your base because it will definitely kill all the Twilight units. So recommend 4 Twilight Bombards at each of the caves. So here's the first area, second area is this area, the third area at the top is here, and the fourth area is right at the cave part. So that is where you try to build a lot of the Twilight Bombards, probably from the distance away, because they require at least a 10 meter distance to be able to attack units. So of course, once you got tier 3, summon some like Sylvan Gate. This is the way for you to connect your root network from quite far away, because they can connect up to 100 meters away. So it's really a large range. As you can see, it's over until here. That is the limit. And just have a lot of like living towers so that it will help boost up your Razorleaf to deal a lot of damage. So over at this south camp, it will be a little tricky, and you have to set up your defenses first before attracting all of these enemy units. So that is what you want to do, and just make sure to time your attack properly, because as you can see, as long as the next wave of Twilight units that will be attacking your base here comes up, then it will just lure a lot of the enemy units within the base itself. So that is quite dangerous. But I have my Twilight Devastators to help tank some damage and buy me some time for the root network to be up. So yeah, root nexus to also heal my Razorleaf quickly. And as you can see, the root network is very strong because the Sylvan Gate helps to give more of like the entities of the root network to give it more firepower, and it will deal a lot of damage to enemy units. So this is what you want to aim for, and in the meantime try to get up as many towers as you can for Twilight Bombards to ensure that the cave will be continuously killed and occupied. So if you destroy the Twilight units as fast as possible over here, they will just be summoning Twilight Archers again and again. So this is an example of what will happen. They will just keep summoning Twilight Archers, and once all these towers built, maybe build more living towers to help with the root network, you are able to unroot your Razorleaf and come over to destroy this whole entire base with your Razorleaf. And yep, it's very strong. The damage is insane because it's just the maximum root network that is able to help the Razorleaf. Yeah, it's very easy. Nice. Just destroy all of the Twilight units. Then unroot and root again. And I have my Equilibrium to help with my Razorleaf. I'll be using the Frost Affinity Equilibrium, which heals more health for my friendly units, the more enemy health that is around the casting of my Equilibrium. So yes, definitely very strong. As you can see, one Razorleaf is good enough. Just take down the Twilight Infestation bases, take down all the bases, and you'll be good to go. Oh, the reason why it is dealing a little bit damage because Razorleaf here is occupied. Sadly, I clicked the wrong button. I didn't want the Razorleaf to unroot, but it unrooted itself. That is unfortunate and got distracted, so I have no choice. I have to summon Thornbarks because my Razorleaf is dead. The Sylvan Gate acts as a tunnel, so I accidentally sent my Thornbark back to base. But yeah, your Thornbark will be very strong because it is essentially able to just keep attacking at a very fast pace because of the root network. Yeah, so this is how you want to continuously take down the Twilight units coming out from the cave. And yeah, let's just get rid of the remaining bases or the buildings. So once you get rid of this building, just get up your power well. You won't really need to summon another monument because the max card tier you can play for this challenge is a tier 3. So once done, the next step is to create a root network that will go into the middle. So this is in preparation for the final attack, so you can just build some Sylvan Gate to just attach the root networks together. So yeah, this is what I'll be doing. Sylvan Gate, and another one will be around here, about 100 meters distance. And now we'll be attacking the north base first because it's easier to destroy. And the way that we'll be doing this is to have our Treespirits, because the Treespirits will act as a root network entity that will buff up my Razorleaf, and they are the cheapest option and also take up the least unit count right at the top here. So summon 5 to 6 of them, 6 of them for maximum damage. 5 of them is honestly pretty good enough. And then you might want to build a Sylvan Gate right in front here to connect the Treespirits with your Razorleaf right at the front, and will be ready to attack the northern base. So yeah, this is pretty much the defense that you need, and you don't really have to monitor because 100% you're able to just they're able to last until the end of the game. Alright, and then got my Twilight Devastator, and they can act as units to tank some damage. Right, let's go. Let's take down the Willzapper and the Twilight Infestation bases, and that is very easy. And not forgetting, build Twilight Bombards 3 to 4. But this area is the easiest to get rid of, the northern area, because of how the cave is built. A lot of the units will have to make a big round from, like, when they spawn here, they're gonna need to make a big round over to come down here, and they're also not attracted to your tower, so you don't have to worry. The only units that you have to worry as shown are the ranged units, the Twilight Hack, which will just attack from above. The melee units won't be attacking your Twilight Bombards over here, so it's very safe. And as you can see, I use my Sylvan Gate as a tunnel to quickly warp it, and we'll be moving on to the south base, the last base to destroy. And also, when I mentioned that you don't really have to worry about your base, then you might have a question, why don't we just take down the power shrines and let our towers do the job to take down all the Twilight units that will be spawning from the cave? That is a very good question, and I would say that sometimes things might not go according to plan, and if you destroy the power shrines, you just risk more strong units spawning, and you'll never know that your defenses here might fall. We only attack the power shrine and get the node when we are ready and have a large army to quickly sweep the entire map to activate it all quickly. So that's the reason why we will not be taking down a lot of the power shrines. The top right is an exception because it's very easy to defend. The top left is also possible and you can also destroy it, but we cannot destroy it immediately because we don't have tier 3 once we capture this base, and we need time to set up our defenses here, which is why you don't destroy this power shrine immediately at the top left of the map. This is essentially the same thing we'll be doing. We'll be summoning Sylvan Gate, Root Network with the Treespirits, and Razorleaf will be buffed heavily because of the Root Network entities. And yeah, Twilight Bombard, you can just build it up first to just attack the units that will be spawning from the cave. So this is very simple, and we need some distraction for the Twilight unit, so our distraction army is here, and after we take down this base, we don't really need our Twilight Devastator and Twilight Horror, so it's okay to kill it off so that we have more space for more Root Network units like Razorleaf, Thornbark and Treespirits to buff up our Root Network. Alright, and once this is done, the next step is to prepare our army forces to get the node. And because our top right, the gates are already unlocked, we will be tackling the top right first to activate the node. And what we'll be using would be Swarm Drakes. As you can see here, I got 7 Swarm Drakes. Why 7 Swarm Drakes is because we'll be using the card Burrow Ritual, and at max upgrade, you can only teleport up to 7 units. And the issue with the tunnels is that it does not teleport flying units, so we would require the Burrow Ritual to teleport our flying units to the closest tunnel exit. And yeah, the top left shrine is destroyed, and you can see that our Twilight Bombards will be doing its job to take down the Twilight units that will be spawning at the cave. So it's very simple, and I got my Windweavers for ground presence to activate the magic node. Yep, once done, let's go for our next one, which is the bottom left. Teleport right here. Then take down the power shrine. And then we'll take down this base and activate the node right again. So as you can see, when the power shrines are destroyed, there will be more units that will spawn. So you really need to have a very good amount of towers here. Oh, the issue with this node here is there are death gliders that are patrolling around, so just take note of that and have your Swarm Drakes retreat to your living towers so that they can kill the death gliders. Once done, very simple, get up a ground unit here and activate the magic node. The last area will be the bottom right, Burrow Ritual straight to the Sylvan Gates. And our last power shrine destroyed in an instant with our Razorleaf. And make sure before you take control of the magic node to build defenses here. As you can see, as I destroy the magic node and capture it, I have been building living towers, Twilight Bombard and also Willzappers. So I got my Razorleaf to help take down the buildings because some of my Swarm Drakes are dead. Alright, and also ground presence to activate the magic node. And once this is done, you are pretty much 1 foot into the door in winning this game. So this is my setup. I got my Razorleaf here, Willzapper and Root Nexus. Over here I'll be building more Razorleaf and Thornbarks because this is the middle here. There'll be a lot of flying units that will be coming, and they are coming right now. Make sure to have Razorleaf, at least 2 to 3 of them right here. Alright, Razorleaf, and I got my Thornbarks up. Yeah, so basically Thornbarks or Razorleaf, anything works because you have a really strong root network that will buff up your root network units, so don't have to worry about them dying quickly. So yeah, it's a very easy defense. Anyway, as long as you got one Razorleaf around the middle of the shot of the forge, you should be able to take down a lot of the enemy units quickly. Yeah, so this is basically the end game defense. Thornbark is not needed, but I just want extra defenses. Yeah, a lot of Twilight Bombards, Living Towers right in the middle. Willzapper is very helpful because it paralyzes units every 6 seconds, and the Fire Infinity one makes the Twilight units take 20% more damage, so that is a very good debuff to have for the enemy units. So it's very simple. So basically when you got like 2 Razorleaf in the middle here, is quite settled that you will win the game. Razorleaf is really strong. As you can see, just a couple of attacks, it is done.
Your forces are under attack.
Yeah, the Willzapper, as you can see, is really good. Helps you buy so much time that you can just kill off the Twilight units very quickly. So yes, Willzapper is the way to go for the final defenses. And this is it. This is how you complete Nightmare's End on Expert difficulty by using a nature Twilight deck of up to tier 3 cards. And yes, if you enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again real soon for my next video.